Today, when you walk through Goodsprings, Nevada, it's really hard to imagine this was once a very prosperous mining town. The last of the real Wild West towns, where an argument over a card game ended up in gunfire. And if you go to the local saloon here in town, the bullet holes are still in the wall. In 1856, Mormon miners discovered lead at the base of Potosi Mountain. But it wasn't until 1893 when gold was first discovered in this region. Now, over the years, the minerals that had been mined out of this area made Goodsprings the heart of the most productive mining district in all of southern Nevada. By 1918, the population of the town grew to 800. This was because lead mining increased during World War I to produce ammunition. Now, at the end of the war, many families moved away and the population dropped, but during World War II, there was a second resurgence. And once World War II ended, many families moved away, which left Goodsprings with only 200 residents. Now, there's so much history tied to the Pioneer Saloon that we will be doing a video all about the Pioneer Saloon only, so I won't be touching it this time. One of the most notable stories from the Pioneer Saloon comes straight out of Hollywood, and unfortunately, it wasn't fiction. In January 1942, Clark Gable used the saloon as headquarters awaiting news on the fate of his wife, actress Carol Lombard. Lombard, her mother, and her agent were all on TWA Flight 3 when it crashed into Mount Potosi on January 16th of 1942. And it was from the Pioneer where Gable kept vigil. But unfortunately, there was no survivors on TWA Flight 3, and the wreckage still remains on the mountain to this day. Now, there's been claims of nuclear testing out here, or atomic testing, whatever you want to call it. I have not found any evidence that there was any atomic testing anywhere near this area, so that could just be local fable or just what's on the internet. Now, most of the buildings in Goodsprings no longer stand or are in this condition that you see, but the Historical Society of the town does their best to try to preserve and restore the local buildings. But most of them were lost by fire, including a huge fire that took out the city's hotel in 1966. Now, on your way out of town, you will see Goodsprings Cemetery, which is about 1.5 acres. The earliest marked burial on this property is December 27, 1890, for Anna Nimmer. Now, over the years, there's 164 graves out here of townspeople from the city of Goodsprings. And that is the only people who are buried out here is residents of Goodsprings. Now, interesting enough, this cemetery is actually featured in a video game called Fallout New Vegas, and the game starts in this cemetery. Kind of bizarre, but that's what it is. And if you're not following the Random Abyss and what are you doing, please like, share, and subscribe. We're available on all major social media platforms.